Hello there and welcome back to Sister Sister, your favorite all-women relationship talk show on, of course, your favorite station, 97.3 City FM and City TV. My name is Jessica, and for the next approximately 60 minutes, we're going to be talking about all the stuff that happens in relationships. We'll be right back. All right, so you're welcome back. Let's jump right into action. My sisters are here with us tonight. And of course, you know, it's definitely going to be a fabulous episode of Sister Sister. So let's say hello to Tina.
Hi.
Olivia.
Hello.
And Rosina.
Hi,
What's
Jessica.
going on, ladies?
Nothing much.
Yeah? Tina, everything okay? You settling in nicely?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
Good. And Olivia, how's the family?
Everyone is fine, thank you. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So over the weekend we walked for mental health.
Oh, that's super.
You know, sponsored walk and stuff. So yeah,
Super stuff.
So,
Well done.
yeah.
Super stuff.
So let's continue to create awareness because people need help and do what we can to support.
And I saw you wore pink to work one of the days of the week, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, look, it's so extra.
Yeah, I know.
Rosina's here as well. Z?
Hi.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
Yeah.
October is also my favorite month, but I'm just, I don't know, I'm just all sorts, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It as well.
And we're also supposed to wear pink to the office too, but unfortunately I don't have pink in my wardrobe.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I'm not kidding
Which
you.
woman does not? Do you have
So
pink?
every Friday,
Everybody has pink.
I have pink.
I
I was looking for pink.
you're wearing pink.
No, I don't have pink in my wardrobe, so I'm depressed. It means that I probably have to maybe get a pink hairband or
Oh, something, yeah.
something.
At least.
But it would have been nice.
Or
to have a
should I
pink
lend you
dress.
my pink
I
shirt?
beg, Pacho, mommy pink, why?
Which is close to pink.
I'm surprised.
No, it won't
Close.
pass.
I said
It's
close. I mean, say it.
You know, it shocked me that I didn't have anything pink. It really, I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good.
So, you get pink shoes.
It's the opportunity to go get something pink.
Yeah.
I have a pink suitcase. I could give it to you.
You won't take my house and play to walk Wow,
Anyway, and starting with our first message, and this one rather lengthy, but indulge me. It says, so let me start by saying I'm a hardworking young man, and I can say that this show has had a lot of positive impact in my life. Thank you very much. Says, I've had only 2 proper relationships in my 28 years on earth. I met a lady 2 years ago. She was doing a program in cosmetology. She's done now. We've been dating for 2 years now, and it's been very beautiful. Decent young woman, couldn't have asked for any better. She's pure Ashanti, and I'm pure Ewe. And the fear of tribalism may come in our way at a point, but I thought because her mom is very educated and open-minded, we should be fine. My girl is just a high school graduate, so I thought we could also manage and get married because I grew to love her so much. She's been living in Kumasi for a little over a year now, and we've made a lot of effort to see each other. I fly to Kumasi very often to see her, and once in a while, she comes to Accra to visit. So one time, I called her, and she was on another call. Normally, she would quickly pick my call and tell me she'll call me back, but this time, that didn't happen. I called a couple of times more, and there was no answer. She later called and said she was talking to someone, and then further inquired, and then boom, the issue started coming up about a guy that she's been speaking with. It was a lengthy call. She says she went to church with her mother and her brother, and their pastor says he's had a revelation about her. The revelation was that she'll get married soon to a man in his late 30s, amidst other descriptions. Fast forward, she's been talking to the guy that fits the description. She's basically saying that the pastor has convinced her and her family that he's the person she's supposed to marry. This person lives in Kumasi, and I don't. The guy is Ashanti, and I'm not. She claims she loves me, but she's pressured to start dating the other guy. I'm confused about the whole thing. I want to go to their house and have a sit-down conversation with her family. Or should I just nurse my broken heart and keep it moving? To be honest, we've had plans of getting married in the nearest future, but this is where we are. I don't know where to go from here. Please advise. Okay.
Issues of religion, pastors'
And ethnicity.
directions, and everything. It always brings a whole lot of things to play. Sometimes anger, sometimes confusion. Well, this is what I'll say. Listening to this young man, he's quite a decent young man. He's tried to make something of himself, and he has a relationship going on that he's committed to, till the point where the pastor comes in to muddy the waters. Now, how the young man, another young man also appears in the lady's life is very mysterious. Was he there all the while also speaking to this lady, or he just appeared when the pastor spoke? And is this young person in the church? Has the young man or the late 30s guy gone to see the pastor that I'm interested in this young lady, by which reason the pastor is using to do the prophecy? Like, my question is that if somebody is really into you and you're going to do this, it's mainly the two of you. Mainly the fact that she's into you, you're into her, and the two of you want to make this work. Now she's saying she feels pressured, even when it doesn't have to call for pressure yet. For me, in my mind, you haven't gotten to the point where, or she hasn't gotten to the point where you're getting married tomorrow, and she's presented you as the woman, as the man who is from another clan or something, and they said they don't want you. I don't know where the pressure is coming from, but it could be real as well, because some families are so religious that, hey, this is what we are supposed to do, and then that end of story. Nobody, if you really love her, well, I would have quickly said that forget about her and move on, and said that she's wasting your time, because the family will end up pressurizing her so much so that she will move with the Ashanti person. But I believe that it is worth fighting for, if you are able to make your intentions known, because you've been flying there anyway. I don't think you can give it a last push. Go there, make your whole case, and let them know what your plans are and how much you love her and everything. So if they come back to you and they say that because the pastor has said A, B, C, or D, it won't work, then fine. You did your best. But if... I just think it's rubbish. Oh, yeah. Make your case known.
For me, I think it takes two to tango. You love her, she loves you. She shouldn't care what a prophet thinks. She shouldn't care what her mom thinks. Religion shouldn't be an issue, even though it's always an issue. Or tribalism, this whole tribalistic thing should not be an issue. But however we want to look at it, it's reality. We can't run away from it. But the basics. I love you, you love me, you've sacrificed so much for me, going, coming, back and forth. Yeah? So for me, as a girl, as the girl that he's in a relationship with, exactly where does she stand? Yes, her mom could be saying this, but I think depending on her relationship with her mom, she has to stand up and say, "Me peppa pay pa o ma." You see, this man, yes, he's praying regarding this prophet of whoever it is. But the question is, genuinely inside her heart, you see, why is she being easily swayed? Do you see what I mean?
Right.
Why is she being easily swayed? This guy has been there with you for 2 years. It's not an overnight relationship. It's not like 3 months. So therefore somebody came around, I'm contemplating. He's been with you for 2 years. And one guy just wakes up, has a dream, and he's like, you're not supposed to marry him. And immediately you just switch off.
Right.
So has she really, has she always been there with him? Do you see, like, the girl, Nanka Sanka, she should be fighting for their love by now. And she's sort of going alongside her mom, alongside raising all these, the fact that he's aware, the fact that, you know, and now the mom, pastor. Okay. For me, right, I feel like you're losing you're fighting a losing battle. You're going against religion. If these guys are very keen on the whole pastor said this, so it's done and dusted, there's nothing you could do. The girl is not saying, this is what my parents are saying, this is not what my mom is saying, this is what my pastor is saying. So, Charlie, how are we going to fight this together? What are we doing together as a team, as a couple?
Right.
She's not with you. You know, rather she's trying to explain to you that it's not going to work. So, personally, I'd say call it quits. But for you, and I could sit here and call it quits all I want, but it's your heart. And maybe you need that closure. So give it one last try. Go and say, look at eyeball to eyeball. You know, sometimes when you're in a long distance relationship, it's a bit tricky. You know, when the person is not close to you, but if they love you, they love you. So maybe going over there to see her, look into her eyes and say, my dear, Charlie, 2 years of this, what do you really want? If this is what you want, for me, forget about the mom, forget about the pastor, speak to the girl, ask her what she wants and let her tell you point blank. And then you can pick up from there and go. But for now, I think you're fighting a losing battle.
The little I'll add is that most of the time when gentlemen are dating ladies, in your head, you are dating her, you want to marry her. But have you told her that you want to marry her? That's the question I want to ask. Because why then would she be going to look for prophecies of this is your man for you to marry and all of that? So sometimes it could be because, one, in your head you think that, oh, this is a real deal, this is something you want to settle with. But you haven't made it known to her that this is what she wants to settle with. Because most of the time, even when the prophecy comes, if the family knows that this is somebody around that lady and they're okay with you, they wouldn't just jump onto a prophecy like that. Because the fact that some guy is dating you for 2 years, still can't you say, let's get married. Then you go to the pastor, Charlie, maybe on worry, like she's not getting married and she's been around a very good guy, but still, the pastor said, look, that guy is not for you. Your main man in the spirit is XYZ, XYZ. That's why she was swayed. Because she's not really standing on anything. All she's standing on is probably speculative. And you are probably feeling the thing now because you feel like you're losing it. Sometimes on the verge of losing something, that's when you realize how important the thing to you, what you want to do with the thing, what you want to do. But it may get too late. As for the religious, whatever, I think we've said enough about it over the weeks. I don't want to add my voice to it again. The thing is, like Olivia said, if the girl has it for you, my only problem with the lady is that when the prophecy came, if me and you are in a relationship and we are cool and the prophecy even came, I'll probably come and tell you and we'll laugh over the prophecy.
Thank you.
That'd be my immediate reaction.
Yeah.
That, babes, can you believe I went to church today and the pastor had the nerve to tell me and you laugh about it. Now, when the prophecy came, you didn't hear about it. Now, she has now found somebody that fits, quote unquote, the description of the prophecy. She has already initiated discussions with this person. You are now finding out. And now she's presenting herself like she's in a limbo. Look, there are some women, when it gets to a certain age, they want to get married at all costs. Whatever it takes, you just want to tick that box. I've gone through the process. I'm now a missus. You want to tick that box. So maybe you were delaying in ticking the box. So some prophecy came. Somebody seemed to have filled the person was probably even in the chair, like Tina said, and heard it. So Charlie, this girl, Charlie, what's up? So for her, that guy coming in, as soon as she saw the guy, this is what I'm going to marry. Marriage is already on her head. But as far as you are concerned, She's just saying like, okay, we are dating. This guy is good. He means well for me. But you haven't yet given her that real commitment. And already now, from the way you are coming from, you're already entertaining tribal issues when there is none. Even though those are issues that happen,
They haven't
you haven't been through
yeah.
it. You're already anticipating it. Yeah. So for me, it tells me that you haven't even gathered the courage to even see the girl's parents yet. Because until you see the girl's parents, you wouldn't know whether it's an issue or not.
Yes.
Because I'm an Ewe, but none of my siblings married an Ewe. You understand?
Right.
So we are not, even though there are parents who will be fussy about it, like, oh, we want you to marry the same tribe. There are situations where people have cross-married. I know Ewe men who are married to Akan ladies. Of course, there are some that have gone through issues. Some are actually married. So the fact that you don't even know, but you're anticipating, it speaks to me like you are somebody who is always looking at what problems there could be, what ifs. So this is what I want to tell you. Look, long story short, if you really like this woman, stop building all kinds of mountains in your head when there is none. Go to the lady. Let the lady know what your intentions are.
Right.
And let her say, okay, oh, babes, maybe it's too late. I've already committed elsewhere. Or, oh, you could have told me long ago or something. But until you do that, you can't sit on the fence and say that somebody else is taking your thing because a pastor has told you X, Y, Z. Do you understand? Yeah. We are here. We have people who just look at people from afar. The person brings them invitation and they are hurt. That somebody has stolen their girl. You haven't told the girl that you like the girl. So you are in love with the girl on the side. You are in a relationship by yourself, and the girl has brought you an invitation. You are hurt. How? And it happens. It's not a fairy tale. It happens. Yeah, so, gentlemen, I think that it's good if you let us know. Talk to the lady. You say you fly there, so fly there. Have a full conversation with her. Look, babes, I really love you, and I want us to settle. I want us to be married. It's not just for jokes. It's not just, whatever. And then see what the lady thinks and take it from there. But by all means, if the family doesn't want you and the girl herself is not ready to fight for you, then you know that, Charlie, you've lost it.
Just based on Rosina's submission, I just want to chip in that it could be that he said he's 28.
28, yeah.
And it could be that, he wants to marry her, but not immediately.
No, but maybe
so maybe from what she has said, make your intentions known. But that would be where you would have the point where her parents or the girl will say, I want to marry now. I have a late 30s guy.
But she's in high school.
No, she's in high school. She's in high school education. Yeah. But she did cosmetology.
Yes,
right?
cosmetology.
So
she's done with that.
Maybe afterwards, or one in Sanwe
yeah,
you understand. So she's ready on the market. You understand. And in Kumasi, by that time, she'll get a nice shop, and she will start working. So if she gets a decent man who is 30 plus, and you are still making ends meet, and even though you are okay, but you are not there
the guy
yet.
is flying to Kumasi. I thought you say he drives there. So I'm just trying to say
I don't think financially sound. I don't think money is the issue.
Is that
how many people fly to Kumasi
like that?
Just like that.
Do you know the cost of a Kumasi ticket?
No. I mean whatever it is.
As in, if he was
for
below
regular folk, quote unquote,
you drive to Kumasi
they'll be taking a car, like
VIP
STC,
or
whatever.
something.
Yeah.
Public transport, not by air.
Okay,
Sure.
Well, that's how I feel anyway.
I know there are people who are young, 28, but they're in very good jobs or they're doing earning good money. So maybe it may not be money. For me, I just think that the problem is that the two of them, because he's already entertained, he hasn't met the parents. Because he's that maybe.
I think he's met the mom because he was like, the mom is very
educated.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that the mom knows her.
He's assuming.
You see,
I don't think he's met the parents.
When I said his intentions to the parents.
No, when I meet a boy and I'm talking about my parents, I'm like, oh, my mom probably went to uni and she's a degree holder in pure mathematics. If I tell you something like this, clear, you know that my mother is educated.
Yeah,
I agree.
It doesn't mean that you have met her.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean, for me, something just doesn't add up because, like all you ladies have pointed out, if she's really into this thing, she would at least fight for it. But it doesn't seem like she's fighting. It's like, oh, pastor said so. Yeah, so that's it. This the man. So we're going in that direction. It seems very shady to me personally. Very, very shady to me. So maybe like the ladies are saying, give it one last, let your intentions be known. And then after that, Charlie, just take that bold decision. It's Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we return, I'll be reading more of your messages. Don't forget our WhatsApp number is 054 998 6996. And you're welcome back to Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. Don't forget our WhatsApp number. We'd like to hear what you have to say on, the show tonight. So 054 998 6996. You can send an email as well to jessica@cityfmonline.com, or better yet, join our growing Facebook community. Search for Sister Live on Facebook, like the page, and you'll have no regrets. Okay, so we'll move right along to a message here. It says, "Hi, sisters. I've been dating my girlfriend for the past 3 years now. But ever since the relationship commenced, she's always tried to ignore anything I ask her relating to her past life. I just recently paid her a visit and read her diary. I found out she has 2 young kids. I was very shocked and disappointed. What do you ladies think I should do at this point?"
Where did you find the diary? Like,
all right. So I
You've
have
been dating for 3 years.
Yes. So
She doesn't answer questions about her past. He read her diary.
Yeah.
Realized she has 2 young kids.
Okay. So for me, I have two clear-cut things. First of all, for the young man who is sending in the message, you have no rights whatsoever to go through your girlfriend's or your partner's diary or phone or whatever. It's their personal stuff. Okay. So for me, that boundary you need to respect, because when things get serious and you're in a place, you need to get to a point where you have some privacy. That is your wife's diary. That is your diary. That is your this. That you need to have that. Well, that's my take.
I'm only removing my single. That's what I was doing.
So that is my beef with this young man.
Okay.
Now, my biggest beef is with the lady. If not for anything, in your first 3 months of dating, you should be able to tell your partner that you have a child or you have 2 kids. Kids are part of your life, and they are part of your daily, they are part of you. So there's no way you can hide it and say that I'm not going to tell this person for 3 years. And how she's managed a relationship without them coming into her life in
weird.
any way, appearing in any form, or even saying that these are my nieces or my that is shady, major shady.
Yeah.
And if you're disappointed, that is okay, and you should be scared. I am scared for you, because even if I've left my kids with my mom, or I've left them with somebody, or somebody else is taking care of them, not to mention them at all in 3 years,
Are they?
is unforgivable. And this is not your past. I have always said on the platform, or this platform, that listen, you manage the way you talk about your past, the kinds of things that you say. If they are not things that will affect you in the future and cause commotion, please manage the things you say. But right now, this is something that is living with you, or people that are living with you your whole life, and you're saying that I'm not going to mention them for 3 years. That is shady. I think you should take your shoes and run wherever you are.
So for me, there's some basic things that need to be spoken about in relationships, and in relationships that both couple know say is going somewhere. Children, you never keep children away from your potential spouse, because that could be that could be a breaking point for them. There are some people who are so happy they'll take the children in. And for me, the fact that you are confident enough to tell your potential partner that I have children means that you are responsible enough to own your children. Your children are your children, your blood. And for 3 years, you've denied that. You've hidden that. Okay, that's not cool. So just in case, maybe she doesn't know. And for people out there who don't know, some basic things you don't hide. You don't hide the fact that you have children. Don't hide the fact that there's something, depending...
Health condition.
Exactly. Health conditions. You don't hide that. Because even when you get pregnant, they ask you, did your parents have, I don't know, did your parents ever have diabetes? Did they have cholesterol? Do they have this? Do they have that? Just so that they can protect the child. Because everything, however we want to look at it, is connected through blood and it's hereditary depending on the illness. So health issues, babies, you don't joke with that. And for me, the fact that she kept it away from you is a big... and...
Flag.
A big one?
Yeah.
Red flag.
Like red flag. And you see, the guy won't just get up out of the blue and say, I'm going to look in her diary.
Sure.
He's looking for something. He feels like the relationship is going okay, but it's on surface level. Like it's true. There's something off.
Yeah.
There's something not adding up. And he's looking for answers to questions. He's trying to find answers to questions, and he's not getting that. Trust me, this diary matter here. I know of somebody here. They were in the relationship. I'll keep this short.
I know of somebody here.
They were in a relationship. Everything was going okay, and then all of a sudden the girl starts acting funny. Oh, and then all of a sudden there's a cousin who comes into the picture. So the cousin, today my cousin came to is coming to pick me up from work. The guy will go religiously pick her up from work, take her rounds and stuff.
Cousin.
So the cousin. And then, so would I be seeing you? Oh no, today something, cousin. He goes to the house, the cousin is there. The parents are very nice to this cousin. It's like, And then there's a fight to do with intimacy. She's like, He's like, So, the diary. He looks in the diary, and the girl writes in the diary saying that, oh my goodness, I missed my period today. I don't know if it's for this guy or it's for that guy. God. So he reads the diary, and he's like, he's done and dusted with her, but she doesn't know. So she comes around, and he's just, for a week, he takes a week to like monitor her. He goes, he does the same thing. He's just monitoring her, looking like now everything is very evident. He took one particular day after a week, and he said to her, I think the next day was her birthday, and he promised her money. So he said to her, I'm breaking up with you. I can't do this anymore. And the girl seemed fine. I don't think it sank in until her birthday, and she's like, oh, you promised me money for the birthday. And then he's like, no, we've broken up. This is a guy who was there 110% and everything. So she completely took advantage of his kindness, his love, and the diary was the breaking point, was the opening, the revelation for him.
Right.
So had he not gone looking in the diary because he realized that something was shady, he wouldn't have had access to the truth.
Right.
So you see, so people don't just get up and look into people's diaries.
There are people who do that, though. Usually there's something that prompts them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my thing is that something edges them to go looking for information. So, sweetheart, it's a tough call. Count your losses.
Is it a tough call?
No, depending on where his heart is at.
Sure.
It's a lot of
3
this
years. You've been investing, going, coming, and to realize that she's got a son. For me, the fact that she kept
Children.
Children. Yes, not one, but two. And she hasn't told you. What else is she keeping from you? And your main objective of wanting to be with her is so that maybe, you never know, maybe you want to marry her. But the question is, even after you have access to this information, can you and would you ever trust her? So decide and move on. For me, I wouldn't encourage you to continue the relationship with her, but it's totally your call and your decision to make. But please. If this is going to be a serious trust issue, most relationships are based on trust. And once the trust is not there, you would continue to doubt and it will continue to be an issue in your relationship. And you don't want to start off your relationship with trust that doesn't exist.
Right.
So don't go for it, really.
Olivia has given a thesis. So basically, all I wanted to say was that for certain people, when you get into a relationship, you see, it's dating, knowing me, knowing you. When one party is so guarded, so dark, that's when you begin to ask yourself questions. And that's what pushes you. I don't think he went in search. You see, some of these things, what happens is that you chance upon it.
It presents itself.
Chance upon some book, the book looks interesting. I don't know, all books I just want to learn is there.
Boom.
Then you say, and once you start reading, you get so shocked, and then you just keep reading. I don't think that he's probably a nosy kind. I think that it just happened because one, he felt like he couldn't go through, and I think we all like that. If I'm with somebody that I care about, I've invested in for 3 years, not invest in terms of finances, but time, emotions. Those are more valuable than even the monies. I mean, I want to know who I'm involved with. I want to know before I go the next step. So if the person is so dark and so secretive, and it's an opportunity to know who the person is, I'm sure we'd all jump on it. Now, what you have seen, like Tina said, any woman, you see, even if a man hides his cry, we can say maybe the man probably didn't want the children, or the man didn't think he was the father of the children or something. But any woman who would hide her children from you, such that you couldn't tell that she had a child until you read the diary, that woman is shady.
Deadly. No,
that woman can
Yeah.
kill.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a viper.
Yeah.
True.
For me, you see, I wouldn't, if you said maybe you're dating for 3 months, 4 months, and you found out, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to start dating and 36 months.
Charlie.
That's a full-on tenor.
They didn't pass anywhere that you say, hey, this is my cousin's child, or this is my sister's
Or maybe
child.
maybe the child that was passing off as the cousin's child or what happened to be hers.
They didn't
So
pass
you had no
anywhere.
idea.
3
Or you didn't have
years.
kids coming over to play or something. You see, which means that she kept the kids. Okay, now the thing is, okay, it depends. Unless, of course, she sees you as some financial deal. Not because she wants to spend the rest of her life with you. You are so good to her. If you tell her that I have children, it will probably stop the monies from coming. So, or the whole year, you know, to sort herself out, to sort her things out. But really, she in her mind, she wasn't taking you anywhere. So you are lucky to have found out now. But whichever way it is, I think that it's not a relationship that you can be in, because definitely, even if you sort this out, they're going to be other. If she can hide children, I'm thinking of that like, what other things is she hiding?
HIV.
Thank you.
You may never know. So to get tested, and
Yeah,
that
exactly.
is if you have dropped your knickers.
Oh,
Yeah.
3 years.
Hey,
Drop left, right, front, center.
What's watching the knickers? No.
So my dear, I think
Lord.
that Olivia has spoken for 5 hours. Tina has also said her bit. I think that it's not something. I don't think it's a relationship you should be invested in.
Charlie.
And I'm sad that you've wasted 3 years, but it's better to waste 3 years than a lifetime.
It's a
I agree.
blessing.
I agree. I mean, everything about this message just points out that the lady is very shady. You know, women value their children. Sometimes they may not even value their marriage as much as they value their children. So any woman who's able to hide her children and isn't proud to say, these are my kids,
3 years.
for 3 years,
Even
I'm
3
not
months,
sure.
but
I'm not sure this is the woman you want to end up with. So listen to our advice. Think through it carefully. And once again, take that bold decision. Your dial is on 97.3 City FM and your station is on City TV. This is Sister Sister. Our WhatsApp number 054 998 6996. I'll move on to another message I have here. It says, when I met my husband, I was naturally skinny. Not on any diet or anything like that. I gradually put on weight throughout all the years we've been married. I found out a while ago that he's been watching porn. All the porn links I saw on his browser history are of skinny women. Around the same time, I realized he's having an affair with a Legon student. This student could be my little sister or daughter. She looks just like me when I was younger. He apologized for the affair and has been making amends. I asked him why he did it, and he said it's just his own lust. However, I can't shake the feeling that he's not attracted to me because of my weight gain, as he hardly ever touches me. I'm so depressed. I don't know what to do. I've tried diets, but I can never stick to them, and I give up. I've now signed up for a gym, but not seeing any quick improvement. Please help me out.
I think don't be too hard on yourself. You know, there's only so much you could do. As a woman, I mean, we always change. Like, you have kids, and like, don't be hard on yourself. It's not your fault. It's his problem, and it's not like you're not doing anything about it. You've tried dieting, you're going to the gym, and to be honest, it will take a while for you to see improvements, you know? So it's hard. Trust me, I know it's hard. We all have, insecurity issues, especially after you have kids or even before. Like, women will always be women. We will never be enough in our minds. You know, but I think you can just take it one day at a time. Just know that it's not you. And just work at it one day at a time, so that you don't feel too bad. What you could do is, because trust me, you know it's weird. Every time we decide, we're going on a diet, that's when you see some banku and tilapia and some
Jesus, come to you with beggars.
It's not
I was about to say some beggars today will be back.
You know.
So it's hard, but just take it one day at a time. So today, maybe look at your menu as well. What you eat, my dear, it's hard. But sometimes, once you put your mind to it and you're like, okay, you're determined, you're focused. Because ultimately, well, that's what your husband wants. But I also don't want you to look at it as, well, that's what he wants. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and go like, you're confident of who you are. Because right now you're looking in the mirror, you're like, I used to be like this. So do it for you. And I want you to own it for you. The health part, the eating part. So you can come up with a menu whereby maybe Monday to Friday, you try as much as possible to watch. Maybe if your sugar, maybe you like Coke, do the vegetables and stuff. And then on the weekends, you can go gaga. You know, I don't know, because it's all about a mental thing. Because sometimes when you're not eating what you really like, you become very sad.
It wouldn't
No,
help.
that wouldn't help. Actually.
On weekends,
You go gaga, you think you can come back during the week
but
and
you're
make it work.
exercising while you're doing that.
It doesn't work like that.
Me, Jessica, you know me before, right? I was like bone and skin. No boo-boo, no boobies, no bum-bum.
No nothing.
No nothing. I was slender and all you could see was long legs. Look, if today somebody would have told me that I'll at some point I would have been wearing a size 16, I would be like, oh boy. Look, even my own parents never believed it, that I could have become that big. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I mean, we go through phases.
That's true.
And you see, the fact that you're a woman, sometimes after you cross that 30 mark now, sometimes you don't even have control of which direction you are going. Like, you need to put in extra effort.
Extra.
And come to think about it, when I was younger, I used to eat, look, I can still eat like 3 balls of kinky when I was much younger.
Right.
Now I can't even eat one. I eat like half, sometimes like 3/4, and I'm struggling with my weight. You see, sometimes it's just where you are at now.
Yeah.
It takes a bit extra effort.
Yeah, your
When I
hormones
had
play a
Dante,
role as well.
within 2-3 months, my tummy was flat and I was back to being girly. Now look at me struggling with my 1-pack. People see me and they go like, oh, you've done it again. And I'm like, you've done what again? You know?
Oh.
You see, but it's a process.
Yeah.
But you see, I don't want to put it on her that she needs to do X, Y. She doesn't need to do anything because she went through a process. She got married, had kids, went through it. So the problem is not you. If you stayed the same size and your husband wanted to watch porn, he would watch it. Because your size doesn't influence the skills that you do.
Preach,
And
girl.
the skills that they are doing in the porn, acted, cut, paste over, you can't match up. So then even if you were the size that he wanted you, he will still have an excuse to watch the porn anyway.
And
Of
cheat.
late, I'm tired.
cheat.
Of late, you are tired. When I want to touch, but you've done so much during the day. So when you're doing the I'm tired, it's not just out of outer space. Number 2, if he wants to cheat, he will cheat.
Full stop.
It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Because you see, when the man sees a woman and says, I want you to be my wife, or whatever, he has to put some respect on it. You understand? He has to put some respect on it. And there are men who like slim girls, but when they see what their wives have given them, i.e. the children, what they went through, so some of them who had problem pregnancies, problem births and all of that, when they see all of that, they realize actually the physical doesn't matter.
It doesn't
At
matter.
all.
They value what came out of you. They value the input you have made in the family, the input you are making in their lives, the input you are making in raising their home. They value that over how you physically look. Of course, if you are doing it too much, you're not taking care of yourself, you're overeating, they can point it out. But it is, look, you see, when you are married and you love your wife and your wife loves you back, there's really no recipe for either of you to cheat. That's the bottom line I'm making. And if you cheat, it's because you want to.
Sure.
It can never be because of the other person, because there are people who are going through issues and they don't cheat. There are people who have the perfect man or the perfect woman and they still cheat.
Sure.
So there's no formula.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, you do it. So don't put it on your head like if you were a size 8 or a size 10, then they wouldn't. Of course, if you want to get better for yourself, get better for yourself. Get better because you want to look in the mirror and you want to wear an outfit and go like pick one leg up and, do the whole, and all of that. Or maybe take those Snapchats and they've been doing this. I've never done so. I've just been seeing it. You want to do that and feel good about yourself. Do that. But know that it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
As you grow, your body is less elastic and it takes a longer time to get your body where you want it to go. So give yourself time. Don't be hard on yourself. And sometimes when you are so hard on yourself, you secrete hormones that work in the other direction.
Exactly.
It's like the anxiety,
Work
the
against
stress,
you.
and all of that. They release hormones that make you bigger, that make you less and less interested in sex, that make you less appealing because you are laughing, but your eyes are stressed, your eyes are depressed. Yeah. So I think that, look, Charlie, just chill. Your husband has goofed. You haven't goofed.
Exactly.
Don't be hard on yourself. Work out, take your time, go through the process, lose weight nicely, gradually, and know that you are beautiful the way you are. It's his problem.
Right.
We can't deal with the infidelity, but because she's the one saying the message, I want to talk to her that, look, Charlie, you are cool
take it
the way
easy
you
on
are.
yourself.
Speaking God.
It's his problem.
Well done.
Yes.
I guess I'm down, boy. Because me, when I speak more God than ever
So for me, one good thing I hear from what the guy's side is that he keeps on saying, or he's admitted that
it's his own lust.
It's his own lust, and he's taken steps according to the lady to right his wrong. And for me, that is a good step in the right direction. So if you add all the things that the sisters have said, not putting pressure on yourself, and the aim should be you making yourself feel good, because it is when you're confident and when you're feeling positive that you emit positive energy. And most of the time we make things all about our husbands. Is the husband.
It's husband.
Do something for yourself. And when you do that, men, they are very jealous when you are not thinking about them. It's true. When it's not all about them, they are wondering, is she doing it for herself? Like, why am I not in the picture? Why am I not in the equation?
Themselves in the picture.
Exactly. So, I think sometimes you should. The diets and everything, our body types are different. Yeah. And the way we spring back and all that. I have friends who have had twins and whatever, and the way they've bounced back and they're looking sexy and all that. Charlie, when they tell you how they had to go through and get to where they are at right now, it takes self-discipline. And you have said that you lack a bit of that. So combine combine a lot of things. I mean, I used to do dance class. And that wasn't even for weight loss per se. It was to boost your confidence, how you turn,
To show some
and
skills
all that.
now.
No, but you see,
Didn't you see it at the wedding?
you see, as you're growing, of course, you may not bounce back to your slim stage, but your sexual life can be boosted in different ways.
Yeah.
When you're pregnant, the styles that you used to do when you were not are different from what you're doing now as a pregnant woman. Or maybe after birth, maybe you develop the condition so you cannot do the doggy, or you cannot do, but you can do something else. And all these kinds of things are, we take it for granted. But if you've gained weight, it doesn't mean that you can have a dull sexual life or whatever. So for me, you should scout around, dance classes, yoga, get friends who can talk about these things freely, and be happy in yourself, you know. And once you start doing that, you gain some kind of independence that doesn't depend on the man.
True.
And you come home and also make sexual advances. Sometimes you need to get into the groove, because the man, obviously, he wants sex, but something is not appealing enough for him to be touching you. And you can't take it for granted. You can sleep in a bed with a man for a year. You both sleep. You're not fighting. The two of you are sleeping, and you wake up without doing all that. So please, I think you should take yourself seriously, love yourself more, emit positive energy, and you'll be fine.
And then I also want to say something, that sometimes it's not even about the man not finding you appealing. It's you not finding yourself appealing. So what happens is that when you were slender, you could wear all those lingeries, your flat tummy, the curves and everything. Right now, when you want to even do the thing, you are getting cloth to cover yourself and all of that. So, Charlie,
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll go for a commercial break, but I need to say this real quick. You know, the good news is you actually don't have to go to a gym to lose weight. Weight loss is 80% food. It's 20% exercise. So once you get your food right, you should be okay. All right. So we wish you the best of luck. We'll go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. And you're welcome back to Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. A message here says, it all started 2 months after our wedding, some few years back. My husband is 32 years old. I'm 26. My husband is such a good man during our courtship, though we have a daughter and he loves her daughter so much. It got so worse in January last year. He cheated on me with a lady and then started beating me each time I confronted him about his cheating spree. This man burnt my clothes to ashes. And when I realized the beast he was, I left him and went to my mother's house for safety. He even called to tell me that he wouldn't want to see my foot in his house again and that I should go and marry my mother. Since then, he's never come back for me or his daughter. Now, there's a man who wants to marry me, and he says he loves me so much. But my situation right now is, I love my baby daddy so much, and I'm trying hard to forget him to forgive him despite all he did for me. But I still can't forget him either. I'm so confused. I need your advice.
You were doing so well. Then you got to that.
I know.
You were doing so well.
This LOV eating, eh?
But okay, sometimes love
short,
is.
to keep it short too.
I'll try. love is overrated. You know.
Is it?
Yes. You know, you love somebody, but the person wants to kill you, and you love them, but they're killing you. They're not good for you. They don't respect you. Like, you want more for your child. If anything, think about your child. Do you want your child to grow up seeing the father hit you because they want to hit you, because they don't, you love them, but they don't love you back the same way. It's not okay. Okay, it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but it shouldn't be like that. Okay, it shouldn't be like that. Don't. You have your heart, probably you can't get this guy out of your head, but he's not the best for you. He called you and told you never to set foot in his house. You can marry your mom. Somebody who speaks to you like that. He burnt your clothes.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not cool. You might end up dying and your child is going to be alone. I'm sure he hasn't even called you. You know what? Maybe you need help. I don't know. Sometimes psychological help. You know, sometimes some women actually feel that when you slap them and you hit them, you love them.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know either, but I hear it exists. Like I don't know, depending on how they grew up. So I feel like you just need to be like reoriented, seek some professional help, speak to a counselor and say to them, this is exactly how you're feeling. Clearly, you know that how he's treating you is wrong, but you can't help yourself. So what do you do so that you can move on? I think it's about trying to move on. You really know you have to, but you don't know how to. So ask for some professional help. Anything that would sort of remind you of him. Maybe you still have his phone number. Maybe you could start by deleting his phone number off your phone.
Unfriending. It's not the phone, it's in the head.
Okay, so with that, I don't know what you could do, but unfriend him on Facebook if he's on Facebook. Just anything that would trigger his memory. Try to not engage that as much, but ask for professional help and try and move on.
Okay. So I think, yes, professional help, definitely. Just to get you to realize that you don't need to go back to that relationship. Thankfully, there's somebody who is interested in you and interested in your daughter as well. But what I want to say is that you don't have to worry this new person if you haven't gotten over this man, because you'll just be wasting his time.
True.
So I recommend that you get a professional help. You go through the process of healing and actually utterly forgiving him, because sometimes you think you have because of all the things that you're feeling, but you haven't totally forgiven him. So please, what I will say is heal completely and go to this man. Let him give you some time to heal, and then build your life from there. But don't go to your ex-husband.
Rosina.
Okay, I'm surprised. So I'm not surprised that she's still in love with this guy, because she's 26. They've been together for some time. They already have a child. So probably this was her first love.
Yeah.
Or the first person she's ever been with. So that's the only thing she knows. So let's forgive her when she says she's still in love. But of course she needs psychological help, like we all say. And it's good you love him, but let me tell you this, young lady, you need to love yourself first. Love your child, because that's the only person you need to live for right now. And somebody who can hate you can say maybe he was angry, but for the person to pack your clothes, put it outside, set fire, put kerosene and burn it to ashes. You see, that action is very deliberate and it sends a strong signal. This person can actually kill you. He probably just hasn't gathered the courage to do so yet, but when the next time you present yourself in that house, he's going to do something to you. He's going to blame it on, I told her never to step here again. So please, you've managed to stay out of his life. Do well to get him out of your heart and move on with your daughter, and then you man come in. Yeah.
Great. Of course. I mean, I feel like your life was in danger without you even realizing it. It's probably a good thing that what happened and you ended up with your mom. So, yeah. Tell your heart to unlove him. It's hard, but it's possible, okay? Just get over it, because your life at the end of the day is more important, okay? And your child needs you alive. What use are you going to be to him or her dead? Think about it. And this new person who's in your life, well, do the right thing. Separate from your husband. Go through the procedure and engage this new person. If they're worth it, you probably will have no regrets. We wish you the best of luck. Ladies, we're out of time. Thank you very much for your contributions. And to those of you who send us messages every week, we totally appreciate that as well. You can send them ahead of time to Jessica at cityfmonline.com. We'll be back same time next week on your favorite show, Sister Sister. Cheers.